Hi everyone, my name is Vaktalama and welcome to my marketing analytics tutorial. Today I will be demonstrating one of the most important marketing techniques used in data-driven marketing, that is cluster analysis. Under customer segmentation, we have two topics, that is one cluster analysis and another one is MDS, that means multi-dimensional scaling. And in this video, I will focus exclusively on cluster analysis as my chosen analytical technique. In this video, I'm trying to give the concept from getting the raw data, that is clustering data, and how to make the segments based on their results, behavior, preference. Let's talk about the what is cluster analysis. Cluster analysis helps business understand different types of customers by grouping them based on their similar behaviors, preferences. This is extremely valuable as companies don't market to everyone on the same way. They market to segments. In this video, I am trying to cover what is cluster analysis, how to prepare or how to standardize the data, which like this, and how to run five cluster models in Excel by using a solver, and how to interpret the results like this. And by the end of this video, you will understand not only how clustering works, but also how it directly supports smarter marketing decisions. Cluster analysis is a statistical method that groups customers who behave similarly. Instead of guessing what customers want, clustering uses data to reveal the natural patterns. For example, some customers care mostly about the price, others care about comfort, some value loyalty programs, some other customers prioritize on time performance. Cluster analysis helps us identify these groups so we can design targeted marketing strategies. In this project, I have used the five variables or attributes. Number one, that is cost, and number second is flight availability, and similarly, number third, likelihood of delays, and number fourth, a loyalty program importance, and number fifth or last variable is triad setting importance. Now let's move on Excel file for proper working from raw data to how to segment the customer on the basis of their preference or behavior. Yes, here is the Excel data which is provided by professor in week 8 assignment. So I have taken this data as my working data. This data set is based on airline customers. Here are total 16 customers, as you can see over here, 16 customer, and these variables are as a feedback provided by customers on the five different variables like cost, flight, likelihood, loyalty program, and triad setting. And feedback is based on 1 to 5. 1 represents most important and 5 represents least important. Before clustering this data, we need to make standardize for similar scale. After that, we can move on clustering the data. So before moving in clustering data, I'm going to calculate here mean, average. I have kept the formula average, then I enter, and similarly standard deviation equal to all. Then I expand all value in 5 column, and this number format is too long, so I wanna display only 4 digit after decimal, but I did opposite. All the 4 digit is better. Mean and standard deviations, I have calculated this value deviation. I'm gonna calculate z-score for all columns to make the comparable all the data, and this ensures the large data don't dominate to small range data. So I'm going to calculate z-score. For the z-score, I copy this column, but I want to make it different and color, but z-score, and similarly here z-score, and here and similarly here. Just I made the column. Now I'm going to put the formula standardize equal to x. This means value and mean. We have already calculated over here as value, and standard deviations is here, but we have to fix some cell because we need to calculate all the value in one time. So I want to make sure this value is movable and this mean, and I want to fix 3, but I don't want to make the fix like column, and similarly this also 4. Fix this. No, I can drag in. Yeah, this value z-score value I got here. I have this z-score, and now I'm going to calculate cluster model over here. So I put this column name over here, then cluster like 1, 2, and because I'm planning to make 5 cluster, this number format is in decimal, so I make a 0 and this formatting, and similarly customer here and column. Give the column z cost is this in 7 column, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. I'm going to put the VLOOKUP formula over here. Lookup value is here, and table of array. Just I select this all. I want to make fix this table, and column index. Customer is in column first, so I got this value and I drag over here, but number format is this one again. So some cost more, and similarly I am trying to put the formula of VLOOKUP. Lookup value is here, and table of array similarly. I select all this table and I did fix column of index because I need to drag, so this lies in column 7. So I give this formula and now I can drag, but before drag this I need to fix this before 6. Keep here. Now I can easily drag, and but this formula does not working. Oh, I did a mistake here, so this also need to fix them. Now I got a clue. Yeah, I got this value. It's the cluster model. After getting this cluster model, I need to calculate the sum of difference for calculating the minimum distance. After getting the minimum distance, we can assign the each customers based on their cluster. So right now I am going to find out here sum of difference cluster 1, and because I have 5 clusters, so I made this, and after calculating sum of difference we need to calculate the find out the minimum distance, and after that assigned to is cluster each cluster, and now I'm going to keep the formula sum x my2 here. X array is here. I fix, then I keep this, and similarly sum x my2, and array 2, and this one sum x my2, the third cluster, and this sum x my2 is number 4th cluster. I fix it, and this, and number 5 sum x my2, and this value I did fix, and I have this. I got this all value over here, and now minimum distance is minimum sum of distance is here, and now I have to assign here, and before that I calculate here sum of division, sum of difference square, difference square equal to I can go here and this sum of difference square. This is the main things I have to use the solver in Excel, so that's the main point. So I want to highlight this by this color and now assign to match this value with the sum of difference here and check match this one and go this value and no, and I'm going to use the now solver. This is the main point. We need to minimize this one, so solver is here a y2 and no, this is the minimum, right? Then by changing the cell, this is the cluster cell, and we keep this and reference, yeah, cluster. Minimum or maximum is the less than 3. So less than, or it means we have the customer system less than or equal to 16, and similarly this cluster is greater than or equal to 1, and next this cluster should be an integer, it's a full number. So, and this is what we need to use the evolutionary solving method. So I did select. Now I'm just applying this solver, and maybe it takes some few more seconds or minutes. Let's see. Now this solver is in process. It takes a few times. So after calculating this, I would like to make some results based on this solver hint. So I got this value, keep solver solution, yes. Now we go to 87 here, cluster 2, 5, 6, 15 and 7. Now we got this value. Yes, after getting this value, just I'm gonna make this short summary, which would be the simple and easy to understand the clustering data. So right now I'm going to make the summary results. So I want to make it first cluster. We have 5 clusters, so I'll make 5. Yes. And here make the same color. Just I will make this color and simply I make a color and here cluster one right number of customer count just I made a count over here right and similarly here I made the new color like this color and similarly this over here also same color. Let's introduce this color and here first color and just and here and I selecting this color and I made this same color here and here and I write the new color. Which color? This color. I made this color and this is the last. I use the here black and white here and this cluster 5, cluster 4, cluster 3, cluster 2, cluster 1. Make bold and this is the average. Now I'm going to keep the formula here to drag the or to get the data. If this logical test, so I make fix here like R system and I fix R and this value equal to this and same I fix 11 and value if2 is this value and or if I fix this also, the 16 to F, or if value false blank. Yes. Now I drag this formula and I got this value, and similarly I paste this formula and I paste here, but I need this change. So and similarly I got this and I copy paste this formula again in cluster 3 and logical distance 3 and I drag it here. Similarly I paste the formula and paste here, and but I change this, sorry, let's change this logical test here, drag this menu and again I copy this formula and paste over here. I need to change this test here and this the customer value I good. This is the actual clustering data, and here number of customers are 3 and similar to 4, 3 4 4 11 12 and 4 16. Here I got the total 16 customers with the clustering data, and this is the final result or summary. So after working on this Excel data from raw data sets to final results, the final summary of this data we get, the clustering results reveal 5 distinct customer groups, each with different priorities regarding airline service attributes. Cluster 1 represents customer with moderate preferences across all factors, showing no extreme priorities, and cluster 2 consists of highly reliability focused customers who place strong importance on avoiding delays and value loyalty programs and tired sitting while cost matters less than. Cluster 3 is cost sensitive group that consistently prioritize low prices but also value high flight availability. And similarly, cluster 4 is small, unique segment with balanced but slightly lower importance across all the attributes, indicating a neutral or flexible customer type. And 5 cluster or final cluster includes customer with mixed preferences, a moderate cost sensitivity, consistent preferences for flight availability, and varying interest in loyalty and seating benefits. Now, based on this clustering data, the conclusions we can give: the overall cluster analysis successfully segments customer into meaningful groups that airlines can get with the tailored strategies. Cost-focused customer cluster 3 respond best to price promotions, while reliability-driven customers cluster 2 value on-time performance and premium service features. Balance group cluster 1, 4 and 5 require more general marketing approaches but still show patterns that can guide product design and communication. These insights allow airlines to optimize pricing, loyalty programs, and service offering to better match the expectations of each customer segment, ultimately improving satisfaction and strengthening competitive advantage.